Hey guys, my name is Carissa. Welcome to my channel. So, The Woman in the Window. So, I feel like this movie is definitely in the same vein as other movies like Disturbia or Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window, and I feel like the takeaway message from these kinds of movies is fairly simple. If you don't spy on your neighbours, if you're not a creepy stalker, bad things won't happen to you. Anyway, so if you're into movies about people who suffer from agoraphobia, I also highly recommend a little known Australian thriller called Restraint, which is really good and it stars that guy from that vampire show True Blood and Teresa Palmer. So please subscribe if you want to see more videos from me, like yada yada yada, you know the drill by now guys. So this is a drama mystery that just came out on Netflix starring Amy Adams. It has Julianne Moore, Gary Oldman, and Anthony Mackie. And who could forget this guy? We also have the fake Walmart version of Captain America and the real Captain America in the same movie. Which, if you've seen The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you'll know what I'm talking about. So this movie was meant to come out in 2019, but due to poor test screenings and COVID, we didn't get it until this year, and it was meant to come out in theaters originally. But now it's on Netflix, and it didn't even hit the Netflix top 10, which is not a good sign. And you know what? I don't think that's fair. I feel like this movie has gotten a lot of bad reviews, but I honestly don't think it was that bad. It wasn't as good as it could have been. It had a lot more potential that went unfulfilled. But you know what? The cinematography was pretty amazing. You could tell that this movie was meant for the theatre. I think the score was done really well. It really added tension. The set design was really good. And overall, you can tell the director really had a passion for Alfred Hitchcock. You can tell because the score, the cinematography, it all felt very much like a vintage sort of Hitchcock movie. As a huge fan of Alfred Hitchcock, I really enjoyed that. So Amy Adams plays this woman who has agoraphobia, which means that she can't leave her house, which I've got to say is a pretty amazing house. It's like this huge mansion, basically. Well, not mansion, but it's massive and in the middle of Manhattan. So just saying, if you're going to be stuck inside a house due to your crippling fear of going outside, that's probably the house that you want to get stuck in. Anyway, so we find out that this woman has tried to commit suicide, and also she's separated from her husband who has the kid, so she really isn't having a great time, and she's a very flawed protagonist, and I enjoy that because they're the most interesting types. She's a shrink who also needs a shrink, because sometimes the shrinks, they can be the craziest ones of them all. Anyway, so basically we find out that we cannot trust her perspective because she actually is revealed to have been the cause of her family's death because she was trying to fiddle around with her phone while she was driving in the snow. They had a car crash and her husband and her child dies. So the reason that she can't leave the house is because she's responsible for her family's death. And the guilt of that is keeping her, I guess, trapped inside to symbolize the way that she's trapped inside mentally from her guilt. Just call me a psychologist. So basically what happens is this new family moves in across the street and she thinks that she has seen the father killing the mother, but we can't trust her judgment because she's on all this medication and she also drinks a lot. So basically the big twist, the thing that I saw coming a mile away, just call me Sherlock Holmes, I always figure out who the killer is. So this family has a 15-year-old son who she watches at one point in the bathroom, which really creeped me out. Like, he wasn't doing anything, but still, that's really, really creepy. Anyway, so she watches them and she thinks that she sees the mother dying, but actually she sees the birth mother dying. So basically, he had a birth mother who was trying to look him up, who gave him up because she couldn't handle being a mother, and he kills her. And then the woman that comes after that is actually the stepmother, so she thinks, and everybody else thinks, that she is absolutely crazy because she's saying that she has seen this woman dying. But obviously she's not dead. And then we found out later on that it's basically all about a teenage boy with mummy issues. So his parents help him to hide the body. That's why they end up in custody at the end of the movie. So yeah, like, I feel like they could have set up the ending better. They could have made the villain better. I just felt like it wasn't a really good payoff. The movie did feel like it moved a little slow at times. There needed to be more tension added to it. But all in all, it's not a bad movie. It's just not really a great movie either. I would give it a C+. So let me know in the comments down below if you've seen it, what you thought of it.